Hello everyone! Welcome back to another tier list video. So same rules apply. I'll only be discussing alternate forms if they are introduced in this generation. I'm using a slightly different tier list template. But anyways, let's not beat around the bush and speak about well, the Pokemon. So let's start with Trico. Honestly, pretty perfect design. Yeah, no. It's one of the best Pokemon designs ever. And to be honest, this whole line actually rocks. So I wish there was a way I could select multiple. To be honest, all the Hoenn starters are great. These ones are... I keep skipping past. These ones are just... They're probably the... Like, if I had to go objective, either this or Bulbasaur are, like, the best grass starter designs. They're not my personal favourite. My personal favourite is the Rowlet line. But I think Grovyle... Actually, no, I think this is the best, in my opinion, because the whole line are just superb. And I think... I honestly feel the same way about the Torchic line. Honestly, pretty good. Even Combuskin. I just like the way the whole line looks, and I feel like Combuskin is going to be a hot take. But I think out of the three final stages, Blaziken is probably my favourite. They've got a weird thing like in Johto, where it's like, my favourite base stage is one of them, my favourite middle stage is another, and my favourite final is another. I think Grovyle has the best middle stage, but the best base stage is Mudkip, in my opinion. Mudkip is so adorable, and I don't have much to say. Like, Mudkip is arguably the cutest mon in Hoenn. We'll see. We'll see. Let's keep that in mind, shall we? I don't think Mudkip's evolutions are as superb, but I still like them quite a bit. Okay, regular Swampert is good. Regular Swampert is good. Marshtomp just feels like, you know, the awkward middle stage. But this already is amazing. Like, compare that to like how I ranked Johto. I was like, But no, we're off to a really good start. The more I look at it, the more I find Poochyena really cute. I don't really have much attachment to it or Mightyena, but Mightyena looks real cool. So what I'm gonna do is put them in A tier, because they're pretty good designs. Okay, so Zigzagoon's one of my favourite Pokemon ever. So it and Linoon are going in S tier. I don't think Linoon's my favourite evolved regional early game normal type. I think that honour goes to Furret, but Linoon is a very close second, and they just have such nice designs, and it feels right. And I like that they were just like, we're not just gonna make an animal or a Pokemon based on one of the cutest animals. We're gonna add a theme, and it's a cool theme. But I realised a bit too late into designing or working on with the artist for my regional Zigzagoon Linoon in my fan region that Linoon had the arrow on its head, and that's why it's called Linoon. I'm embarrassingly late to the party, knowing that I've been a fan for like so long. Wurmple? I think Wurmple might be my favourite first stage regional bug. I think it might be. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the others. I like a lot of the others. I've ranked others in like A tier before, but I do believe this is my favourite. It's like, it's not got my favourite finals because they're still incredibly weak, but I, yeah, yeah, I think it's really cute. Cascoon. To be honest, the whole Wurmple line has been designed really well. You know, all 5 members of it. Beautifly is not only such an elegant design. I'll put it in A tier because I don't really have any attachment to it. It doesn't scream yes to me. But Beautifly, honestly, like, it's so elegant, but also represents the technological advancement with the new hardware that they were using and how they were able to represent so many more colors. And honestly, yeah, I think I prefer it to Dustox. Oh, I mean, of course, like, if I'm gonna put Silcoon in 1 tier, it would be dumb not to put Cascoon here as well. And then Dustox also has a really nice design. I prefer Beautiflies, of course, but like, I think they've all been done a really good service. I'm just not going to say anything for this one. I'll let it speak for itself. So, I really like the Ludicolo line. It's really cool. I love it. I love it. I love Ludicolo's little dance. And it's just, I love it. I just love it. I love it so much. Like, I've not got much to say. It's just so cool. I've used because the only Hoenn game I've played is Omega Ruby. I haven't actually used Ludicolo on a team, but I used its counterpart Shiftry, and it did me well. I'm still not like the biggest fan, but I still think their designs are really cool. Unfortunately, Nuzleaf is one of the very few Pokemon to have nipples. And I don't like that. It doesn't bother me enough to, like, put in a lower tier, but, like, still. I do think they're really cool. I do think they're really cool designs. I just prefer the designs in S tier, personally. Okay, what's next? The birds. I'm gonna put them in B tier, and I've never really cared much for them. They've always kind of just been there. And honestly, previously I've considered the Pidove line my least favorite regional bird, but actually thinking about it, it's this one. Like, there's nothing really interesting about the design. I'm grateful that it's a 2-stage because we don't want another Pidgeot situation, but it's. I don't know. But they're still alright. I get why people like them. I'm just like, I don't really care myself. I think Wingull has a really nice design. Pelipper, on the other hand, maybe not so much. Also, I'm not a fan of how Wingull just basically just T-poses. It should flap its wings a bit more. The Ralts line is one of the most visually interesting Pokemon lines ever, and probably the best example of a humanoid Pokemon. Like, I think they look really cool, but they still look like Pokemon. They don't look like humans. The internet has a fascination with Gardevoir. I think it's very pretty and elegant, but here's the thing. I don't feel any of the internet's, let's say, attractions to any Pokemon, really. I'm not a zoophile, so yeah. But Gardevoir has a really nice design. it's nice and elegant. It's nice and flowy. And I remember when it got revealed to be fairy type, like it excited me. I'm just like, ooh, and it perfectly fits. It's really beautiful. Surskit and Masquerain. I really like Surskit's eyes, so I'm not sure. Actually, you know what? Yeah, Surskit goes here. Masquerain, do you know what? I like its wings. I like its wings quite a bit. You're on thin ice, but you know, and you know what? What you're based on, it's fine. I don't get the appeal of Shroomish, but I don't think it's a badly designed mon. But Breloom, I like it quite a bit. I think its design is cute, yet intimidating enough. It feels very middle stagey to me though, but it also like works as a final stage. I don't know, but like, yeah, I think Breloom deserves more love by Pokemon because I feel like, although they keep bringing it back for stuff, they don't really give it any special attention, and I feel sorry for it. I know there's plenty of Breloom fans out there. I'll probably use one if I use a Mudkip. Outside of Eevee and the Lillipup line, these are my favourite mono-normal types. Or rather, like, I have bias towards this line. And by the way, I know I put Zigzagoon there, and I think I like Zigzagoon on the whole more, but it's their Galarian forms that made me love them, so I can't exactly say it's purely their normal typing. But Slacking is as strong as Kyogre and Groudon. People say it has a terrible ability, but I think just get rid of the ability if you want. You'll be wishing for it to return. Like, it will kill you. Yeah. I just really love the raw power, but it kind of has to recharge every other turn. Okay, Nkeda and Ninjask are quite interesting. I don't really get the ninja part of their design. I mean, I kind of get it with Ninjask. But I just love the fact that they're based on cicadas. I love the fact that their whole evolutionary line is bug and a different type. But Shedinja, not only do I think its design is really nice, but I also think its lore is fascinating, and its gimmick is pretty fascinating. Now, I'm not saying Shedinja is any way really good, but I don't know, like, I find it so fascinating, and I like it. I'm gonna put Whismur and X-Cloud in, to be honest, C tier. I just don't think either of them look appealing. But Loudred looks a bit more appealing. I like their concept. I like their concept being sound-based. But for the first, like, proper, like, sound-based Pokemon, yeah, making them speakers, fair enough, but, and giving them a big mouth, I get it. I'll just put, Loudred in B tier. I don't know, I don't, when I look at these, I don't see Pokemon, I see abominations. Makuhita and Hariyama. I think their designs are alright. I'd put them in B tier because I don't really think they're that great. Azurill. I don't really see the point in Azurill existing. And it's a shame because I really love its evolutions, but I don't... Here's the thing. Marill works perfectly fine. I'll just put it in C tier because I don't despise it, but it's like... I don't know, it's like, I've never trained in Azurill. I've only ever trained it from a Marill to Azumarill because I don't really see the, like, it's very skippable. It's a normal type for some reason. It's a crybaby, And I'm just like, I think Whismur does it better. The thing is, Whismur in its official Kensuke Mori art, I think I would put in B tier, but like in its 3D models and sprites, I just don't really care about it. Yeah, Azurill, I just don't see why it was added. I really don't. I'm sorry, Azurill fans. I love Marill and Azumarill, but I just don't get it. Nose Pass. It's a B tier. Yeah, it's alright. I really like its concept. I don't know, I just never really cared much about it, execution-wise. I think it's because I've just never really been a fan of Turbo Pass. And if I was, I think I would like Nose Pass a lot more. I know Subjectively did a regional variant, a fan-made regional variant of Nose Pass, and honestly, I think it looks better. Skitty! Again, we're getting to the I don't really care portion. But I think they're decent enough designs. I like Delcatty, but it's like, it's kind of, I mean, they're both kind of forgettable for me. When I think of cats, they're like the last ones I think about. I think about Glameow and Pirogly more. Just not the biggest fan. I mean, if they became fairy types when fairy was introduced, I think they'd be more interesting to me. Sableye is an A tier from design alone. I love the fact that it's constantly in Gremlin mode, and it's a very Gremlin-y Pokemon. If it was any stronger, if it was stronger and worthwhile to pick up, S tier, 1000%, because that is an amazing design, and I would put it in S tier if it wasn't so weak. And I know Shedinja was also weak, but I find everything about Shedinja more interesting. So it's not just about strength. There's a lot of factors to consider. It's a complicated thing. Mawile, same. Honestly, same deal as with Sableye. Its design is really striking and really cool, but like, I don't know. I mean, I get they both got Megas in Gen 6, which is great. But I just wish they were stronger. I wish Megas were more of a permanent fixture of the series. If not, they should just get evolutions instead. I don't know, I think they're really striking designs, and some. That's the thing with Hoenn. It gets when the designs are unique and interesting, they get unique. We've gotten to another Dream Team pick. I love the Aron line. Like, Aron is super cute. Lairon is a pretty good middle stage. But it looks like a middle stage, but honestly, it looks pretty intimidating for a middle stage. And then we get to Aggron. Just all three of these are really good, and they could have easily been a pseudo-legendary in my opinion. Their appearance is that formidable and striking. And yes, they have 4 times weaknesses, but like, so do like most pseudo-legendaries, to be fair. Okay, Meditite and Medicham. This is just a little boy, and this is his weird older brother. That's it. That's all I have to say. Those are my opinions. I don't know. I'm just not really enamored by them. I don't really. They're good designs though. They are pretty decent. I don't know. Maybe Medicham needed something a bit extra, but it had to be an extra that I liked. Because I know it's got a Mega. We'll get to Megas when I rank Gen 6. I think Electrike and Manectric both should go in A tier. It's a cute little doggo, and it's a fierce doggo, and I think they both have pretty decent designs. I'm not putting this in S tier. I'm just... Oh no, my laptop's being a little weird. So, yeah, I don't really have much to say. They're dogs. They're pretty decent dogs. Plusle and Minun are super cute. They appeal to me like Pichu does. And I also like that they showcase not only double battles but abilities too. So they've got they are very unique, and they very much are designed around the new features the generation introduced. And you know what? They're cute. They have a purpose other than to just be cute. They're not strong, but they're not meant to be. They're meant to be a demonstration. They're tech demo Pokemon, but they're also cute. So, shush, it's my ranking. Okay, time for Pokemon I just don't really like. I mean, do they deserve to be in F tier? No, I won't put them in F tier. I'll put them in C tier. I don't know if there will be an F tier Hoenn Pokemon. I don't know. Nothing really appeals to me about them. If it was like a Nidoran situation, then maybe. But they're just single stage weak bug Pokemon, and I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why they're just weak. And they're just counterparts because they didn't implement like gender variation yet. That is it. That is pretty much the sole reason why they're different, and you can't change my mind. I really like Roselia's design, but it's only an S tier because Gen 4 happened. If it remained a single stage, it would just probably be an A tier. Because it's just a nice design. Maybe even lower, who knows. But I'm glad Gen 4 happened. So I've got Pokemon that are just stomachs. Here's the thing, I don't want to be seen like that, Pokemon. This is bullying. But no, I think their designs are actually alright, and they're just not really for me. So they're not an A tier, but I think they're actually alright, so B tier. That's why the tier is what it is. Same thing with Carvanha and Sharpedo. I thought like if ever like I ranked Carvanha, I thought I would put it higher, but nah. I'm looking at them right now, and I'm just like, that's a piranha and a shark. Just with a Pokemon flair. I don't know, it doesn't really speak to me that much. But you know what, they're not bad. They ain't bad. They are pretty decent for what they are. I will say Wailmer and Wailord, pretty good. Pretty good. They're simple but effective. And I know Wailord is basically just a whale, but like it was for the longest time the largest Pokemon. And the series has paid homage to that. I just really liked going to the Isle of Armor and just seeing a massive Wailord. I really wish the scaling kept going. Normal and Camerupt are pretty cute. I like them. As you can tell, I think Maxie has the better taste in Pokemon. Torkoal is also pretty interesting. I'm gonna put my whole, I thought it was like evolutionarily connected because it's a fire type next to other fire types in the dex, and they're all quadrupedal. But I mean, now I'm an adult, I'm like, oh yeah, this is definitely a pretty good concept. Oink is adorable and really sad, and then there's Grumpig. Do you know what? It's just I vibe with its design. I don't think I would ever use one per se. I mean, there's plenty of these I probably would never use. But do you know what? I've seen worse. And these are actually pretty decent. I was thinking of putting Spinda here, and then I remembered that Pokemon, when they made 3D models, actually really succeeded with Spinda like they did with Ludicolo, with it just spinning around all drunk-like. And I also like its concept that pretty much every single Spinda is unique. So I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. I think Trapinch is okay. You know, it's a fine enough design. I think its evolutions are fairly top-tier bugs, design-wise. But yeah, Vibrava and Flygon are honestly amazing designs. And they deserve more love. The design, like, Flygon was such an amazing design that they couldn't think of a mega for it. I mean, I know the fandom has thought of megas for it, but hey ho! Cacnea gets an A just, and Cacturn gets an A not just. I think their designs are pretty cool, and I like the fact that it's a cactus scarecrow. That is so cool, actually. And yeah, Cacnea is just it's just cute. It's like it's almost like a cactus pumpkin, like jack-o'-lantern. And oh my god, actually no, these are great designs. Swablu is really cute, and Altaria is also really cute. Yeah. Ooh, should I put them in S? Should I put them in S tier? Do you know what? Yeah, I'll put them in S tier. They're great. They're so good. Like, they're just really pretty and elegant, and they work as we're known as Ace. They really do. Okay, Zangoose and Seviper have always appealed to me. And I love the whole Mongoose and Snake rivalry inspiration. And just, yeah, I just love their dynamic, and it's just really cool. I like it a lot. And their designs are also really good. Hoenn's been hitting it out of the park this time round. Not a single bad design, and it's very top-heavy, as opposed to fairly mixed. Like, geez, that's something. That is something. Like, I know things tend to be top-heavy, like, not much goes in C tier, but nothing's gone in D tier, and A tier's looking pretty plump, I must say. Lunatone and Solrock, I'll put them in A tier. I wish they had more of a partnership thing going on. Like, maybe they could both have had an ability called Eclipse or something that does something when both of them are in the battlefield, so it incentivizes you like Postle and Minun. I don't know, they've just got really cool appearances, and you know, they are ace Pokemon, and I tend to forget that. I don't tend to forget them, but I tend to forget their ace Pokemon of Tate and Liza. And I really wish they were more memorable, despite having very striking appearances. Because it makes me think, wouldn't Oras just have been better if they just had Gardevoir and Gallade? And I know that kind of messes up with Wally and his Mega Gallade, and also messes up with Diantha from X and Y with her Mega Gardevoir, but who cares, that would have been much cooler. And the fact that I'm even having this conversation kind of stops them from being S tier. I think their designs are very much S tier potential, but then just not there. Barboach and Whiscash are like very B tier Pokemon for me. I don't really care. I'm sorry if Whiscash is your favorite Pokemon. If you like Pokemon with the first letter of their name on their body, fair enough. I think there are better in that category. So what next? I am going insane. Corphish and Crawdon. I don't know. Yeah, like when their names are just I guess that's their name. I guess. When you don't feel any power when bringing up this Pokemon's existence, you know you're not really the biggest fan of it. Yeah, I'm not really the biggest fan of these two. They're crustaceans, and that's about it. I don't know. Ooh, Boltoy and Claydol are really cool designs. They've got a really unique look about them, and that can be very hit or very miss, but they look very like mysterious, and I like that about them. I like that they've got this very mysterious vibe going on. So yeah, I'm gonna put them in A tier. I don't have any connection with them, so they're not in S tier, as I keep saying. But I only keep saying it because it would otherwise be an S tier. Like, the designs have been so good. I don't really have any connection with Spinder, but Spinder's like an S tier. So at this point, it's arbitrary whether or not I'm like How much do I like this? Because it's going to be in one of these tiers, but does it go above and beyond for me? This does not, but it very well could be. And it's like, Hoenn's been really strong. Oh my god. So we're at the fossils. Look. These are very much A-tier designs, but I can't get my mind out of the gutter. I really can't. Was there no way that they could, like, make it not look like, a certain appendage? Otherwise, they'd be really good. And I think Anorith and Almaldo are some of the best looking, Fossilmon. So they're going in A tier. And Cradilly, like, I like them. I like them enough to be in A tier, but I can't get past their design. And it's like, I like the idea behind them, I just don't think the execution worked in their favour. Actually, you know what? I feel bad. I will put them in A tier, just for the simple reason that I'm like, nah. I'm giving them too dirty a deal by putting them in with these. Not saying that I think these are bad designs, just, you know, I feel more towards them. So, I guess, yeah. My list, my rules. Okay. Feebas and Milotic, S tier. Right? I really love their everything about them. Like, they are Magikarp and Gyarados, but in my opinion, a cajillion times better. Like, it's got the ugly duckling into the gorgeous swan motif, or rather, they turned the duckling into the fish and a swan into an elegant sea serpent. It's... I also like that, Feebas is very rare. I don't like how it's very much, like, so annoying to get. But, I don't know, I like the idea of it being rare and you get this beautiful thing at the end of it by raising its beauty stat when applicable, which sounds awful in practice, but thematically I like the idea. I wish it wasn't a trade evo, though. Like, I really wish I could just enjoy it. Just on a normal playthrough one of these days. But yeah, S tier Pokemon in my opinion. Okay, so we're getting to cast form. People give it too much hate. Is it weak as hell? Yeah. And if it wasn't as weak, I genuinely would... No, it's not an S tier. I would genuinely put it in S tier. I'd consider putting it in S tier as well if it actually had a Sandstorm form. But alas, it does not. But I like the look of all of the other forms. I think Sunny's the second one. Yeah. I just like cast form, man. I think watching MNJ TV really, like, changed... MNJ TV and Loxin, actually. Watching them both really changed my mind on cast form. And now I really like it. It's super cute, and I love it. Like, I think, unfortunately, because cast form itself is based on a water molecule, in terms of its design, it unfortunately leads to having this aspect. But I think because of its uniqueness as a concept, yeah, no, I think that more than makes up for it. I want to be done soon, but we're nearly there, I think. Kecleon, A tier. Not much to say. I think it's a really good execution for a chameleon Pokemon. I just wish it did more with its concept. Shuppet and Bayonet are pretty interesting, design-wise. I think I like how Shuppet is basically a Sheet Ghost and Bayonet is a toy. I think they could have easily been Ghost Normal. I think if they were Ghost Normal, they'd be like S tier. But, no, they're not. They'd also be broken. Okay, I do really like Duskull's design. I'm gonna put it in A tier. It's just got a really neat design. And then Dusclops, I see what they were going for, but I don't like its animation. I think its animation makes it look a little bit too goofy, but actually looking at it, I'm like, oh no, it's pretty solid. Not as solid as Duskull, though. I like Duskull more. Tropius, yeah, A tier design again. I just wish it was stronger. It looks like it should be stronger, and it's not. Hopefully one day Tropius will get the love and affection it deserves. Chimecho! Actually, no. This is the F tier one. I don't think its design is good enough to, like, warrant it being not great and skippable. And it should have received an evolution, but didn't. It received a baby form instead. And I don't mind the idea of giving it a baby form. I mean, they did that with, Roselia as well, but, like, you know, future context does affect this, and I am willing to change my opinion on Chimecho. As I am with Delibird. I think if Chimecho received a really good evolution, I would like it a lot more. But as it stands, no, I think Chimecho will be F tier, and it may be the only F tier Pokemon this time around. We'll see. Ooh, Absol. Do you know what? Absol, it's weak, but I love its design and lore so much, I don't even care. That's the thing. Like, it's such a pretty Pokemon. I want it to have an evolution so bad. You're in C tier because you're cute. Don't push your luck, why not? I do really like Snowrunt's design. It's cute. It's like, it's got a little blanket and it's a little ice creature. Glalie? I'll put it in A tier, but it's a low A. It's a good design. I've just not got much to say on it. It's just it. Oh no, it doesn't. I don't love it, but I like it enough, and I don't think. I think because Frostlass exists, I appreciate this more. And to be honest, the Sinnoh evolutions, that's just a general theme. Sphere. Yeah, I'm just gonna put them in A tier. I don't think this line is like S tier material for me, but like this whole line, like it's cute to still cute, but definitely looks stronger to it's very handsome and looks very strong. I think this is probably my favorite Seal based mon, and definitely an improvement over the likes of Seal, who we do not speak about. Okay, Clamperl. A tier design and concept, and I like how it has a split evolution. But it's a split trade evolution with iffy results. I don't know why, but like, as much as I get them, I feel like their design could have been tackled better. Like, the Huntail looks ugly without much of a good reason. And I like how it's got submarine elements, I guess, but that's about it. And Gorbis is just too simple. But at the same time, I do get them. And I'm not against them. I don't know. Just not as good as I would have wanted. Relicanth! Oh my god, Relicanth's actually really cool. I love that it's ancient, and it's basically a living fossil. And also, like, its body is a map. It would have been cool if its body was a map of actual Pokemon regions, but it doesn't really matter all too much. But I like it so much. It's really cool. Love Disc is in B tier. It would have been C tier. But I think Love Disc's design, it's simple but to the point, and sometimes simplicity's good, and I like its design, but it's almost like too simple. So it's borderline, but I'm putting it in B tier, definitively. I feel like I'm going to commit heresy here. I've never really cared about this line. Salamence might be my least favourite pseudo-legendary design, because it's exactly what you'd imagine. There is no, like, I mean, it's a good design. I mean, they did a really good job, and, like, yeah, but at the same time, I'm just like, it's a bit too simple. But that's not something I really dislike. It's a striking design, and I think, even though they were really simple, they were really effective with it. But I prefer every other pseudo-legendary design. The Beldam line, I'm going to put in S tier as well. They're really solid designs. No pun intended, they are made of metal. But the fact that they're, like, almost these alien supercomputers, and it's like, they almost look malicious. And it's like, these Pokemon look dangerous, and which is fitting, because they're strong, and I like them. Oh, now, the Reggies. How do I rank you? I'm unsure how to rank the Reggies. Do you know what? I will put you in S tier as well. I think all three of the Reggie designs in Gen 3 are just... Again, they're simple but effective. It's like the evolutions. They're very much meant to represent their type. But they do it so well. And they're golems, and they're almost robot-like. I just love the entire Reggie aesthetic. And I think, as a result, I don't think there will be a single Reggie that doesn't make it into S tier. With the exception of maybe Regigigas, because it does have a bit of a different thing going on. But if I don't put that in S tier, it's going in A tier. Like, and that applies to all Reggies. Like, I feel like Pokemon have really nailed this aesthetic, and if they ever make any more... I mean, they've made more recently, but if they ever make any more in future, I'll be really excited. I've also got my favourite legendary battle theme, but not like box art legends. Like secondary legendaries. So like, legendary beasts would come second, but the Reggies come first. They're so beautiful. Oh, the Laties are super cute. I wouldn't put them in S tier, but they're pretty damn close. Like, these designs fill me with joy, and they're really good, and they're jets, and it's really cool. Some of the best legendary design, just in general. And to be honest, speaking of really good legendary design, the entire legendary trio of Hoenn are going in S tier. Because I don't know if they're my favourite legendary trio, but they're definitely they're in my top 3 legendary groups. Of them all, really. And the reason why is that, I don't know, I really like the aesthetic of, like, 3 starkly different creatures, all representing elements of a whole when you put them together, but individually are these titans representing these grand concepts, but yet they also have striking appearances, especially if they're box art legendaries, representing the mere idea of the game's title. Kyogre is a whale controlling the controlling the sea, sorry, is the embodiment of the sea, creates rain just when it is summoned, is water incarnate, with a beautiful sapphire blue body. Groudon is a don of the ground. It is the ground incarnate, and it creates droughts to get away the water, to evaporate it, to create more land, which contrasts the rain being summoned, where there's more water on the ground, and just it creates more water in the world. and it is a dinosaur, a land-roaming creature. And then Rayquaza is a sky serpent, and the sky looks over all the land and the sea, looking over the whale with its sapphire blue body, and the dinosaur with its ruby red body. It commands them. And to top it off, it has an emerald green body. It's like so powerful and yet so simple and effective. And they're also just based on something. And that's I just find them so cool. There's another legendary trio that has these same qualities for me. And I'll get to them in a few tier lists time. So we're at the legendaries. We're nearly at the we're at the end. Pretty much. Jirachi. Super cute. I'm gonna put an S here as well. It's just such a cute design. And I love it. I like cute Pokemon, if you can't tell, but I also like cool Pokemon. And Deoxys is the first, like, cool looking mythical. Now, I will say, all of Deoxys' forms are like A tier for me, but I really like how cool attack form looks, so I'm gonna put that in S tier because I like the way that looks more. And when I think Deoxys, I think of attack form more. But the others, yeah, no, they're really solid designs as well, and they're going in A tier. So, that's the tier list. Do you have any thoughts? Are you surprised that I liked Hoenn as much as I did? Feel free to comment below your opinions on the Hoenn Pokemon. I think fan consensus is that Hoenn... I don't think anyone particularly dislikes the Hoenn region's Pokemon, or the Hoenn region itself as a whole. So I think it may actually be generally probably the best region, but only if you look at, like, the average ranking of them. And in terms of Pokemon, I'd say so, because even though people, myself included, love the Unova region, I have a feeling that fan consensus on the Unova region's Pokemon won't be as uniformly praising as the Hoenn region's Pokemon. But I could be wrong about that. But next time, when I'm ranking the each region's Pokemon, I'm not actually going to be covering the Unova region, even though I said that. I'm going to be covering the Sinnoh region, which I feel like... It's weird, because like I think generally Sinnoh is, as a region, is popular. But I think its broad appeal as a region in the fandom is kind of niche. Which is weird. I think when people think of Sinnoh, they think of the legends about it. Hence Legends Arceus, and that's brilliant. And when I think of Sinnoh games, they think of Platinum, but I think because people would rather choose to forget the bad stuff that Sinnoh had to offer, which, even though I feel like the good should overshadow it, because there is a lot of good and I like Sinnoh, I do feel like people don't give Sinnoh the right amount of credit. So, I'm not sure what to expect in terms of reaction to my next one, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna rank. But again, I think Hoenn is really good. I went on a tangent there, and I apologise, but I'm keeping it in, because I think it's interesting, and it may be an interesting talking point. But, you know, unless if you want to continue that conversation about, like, general fan consensus about certain regions, either continue it in the comments below or continue it on my Discord server, which I'm gonna try keeping up, like, an updated link on my link tree, because apparently it expired. And with that, I'll see you next time. Take care now.